Blog Talk Radio.
To Business Credit Radio. We're on blogtalkradio.com. We welcome our credit management friends from around the world. Thank you for joining us tonight. We at Business Credit Radio are the voice for credit and financial professionals worldwide. Today's show is partially brought to you by the Credit Management Association, a proud affiliate of NACM that has helped business-to-business companies with their credit, collections, and financial decisions since 1883. Contact CMA at www.creditmanagementassociation.org for more details on how CMA can benefit you. Good evening, everybody. My name is Philip Philbin, and I am the anchor for Business Credit Radio. I have two co-anchors this evening, Mr. Eddie Sumar and Mr. Chuck Keenan. A little format for the show here. Callers need to dial into 347-989-8342. And if you want to get on the air, and we hope that you do, to participate, all you have to do is dial that little number one on your keyboard on the phone. I'll see it on my studio and be able to bring you on right away. Today we are indeed honored to welcome Mr. Barry Elms, President of Strategic Negotiations International, who is considered by many to be America's business coach in sales and negotiating skills. During a speaking career that has spanned over 20 years, Barry has given over 2,000 presentations worldwide. His energetic style and dynamic message will keep you on the edge of your seat. During a speaking career that spanned that 20 years, excuse me, Barry was born and educated in England and has worked in sales, customer service, and credit management, as well as being CEO of companies in both Europe and America. In addition to being a world-class public speaker, Barry is also the author of numerous videos and audio programs, including Negotiate Your Way to Success, Advanced Negotiating Skills, Dialing for Dollars, and The Art of Getting Paid. In addition to being a world-class public speaker, he is also our featured speaker tonight. Welcome to the show, Barry.
Hey, my pleasure to be here, Phil. Thanks for inviting me.
Oh, not a problem. You're an honored guest.
I don't know about honored, but I'm a guest anyway.
Eddie Sumar and Mr. Chuck Keenan say hello.
Hi, Phil, and hi, Barry. Welcome to the show.
Hey, pleasure to be here, Eddie, Chuck.
Hi, guys.
Tonight.
Hi, guys. Chuck Keenan here.
Okay, now we're going to start, and we're going to do some Q&A with our friend Barry. Barry, tell us a little bit about how you became an expert negotiator.
Yeah. I can track that one right the way back to my early days, I think, in credit management. If I wanted to go right back to my youth, I started my career in credit. Now, you and I have talked about this in general in the past, Phil, but nobody gets into credit management deliberately. We all seem to find ourselves there by accident. I even joke at some of my presentations. There was one guy who actually chose a career in credit management, but he's in a mental hospital trying to recover from it. But I found myself there, and I got to tell you, the years that I spent in credit management were the grounding for all the negotiation skills that I developed. And when I went out into the entrepreneurial field, that's what served me well, because you've got to be, good at so many things in credit. You've got to understand the profit motive. You've got to understand people, how to relate to them, how to be diplomatic. And, of course, you've got to know how to cut deals. And so when I went out into the world and had to learn how to deal in the entrepreneurial arena, it was my credit career that served as the basis for that. But to be honest with you, I still was getting beat up by people. And so what I did is I attended a few seminars and I kind of read a few books, tried to get a feel for what else do I need to know, and started to edit the process, too. Started to look at all the things that I was doing as a negotiator that needed to be done better. And came up with some formulas and really began to like it. And then I was working in this conference company in the UK, and we had a conference that we ran, which was the equivalent of the credit management conference that the NACM runs once a year, the big annual conference they have. But we didn't have anything like those kind of numbers. So what I did is I organized a delegation of British credit managers to come over, ostensibly to be at the event, but the truth of the matter was I sold the tickets to the credit managers in order to pay for me to be there to see how the conference was being run.
Shrewd.
Yeah, well, you got to do what you got to do. But anyway, the thing of it was, I got here and there were a couple of different guys doing negotiations as part of the conference speaker circuit, and I was watching them, and these were good guys. I don't want to say anything bad about them, but they didn't view it quite the way that I did. And I thought, these are not guys who've had the same kind of background that I have in credit, and they haven't come up with a simple formula. They seem to be busy, I think, kind of making it look like it was complicated. And I'm thinking, it really isn't. Do a couple of things well, and you're going to be good at it. And so one thing led to another. I started talking to people, and I was even nudging some folks in the audience, saying, what do you think of these guys? Are they good? And you could see there was, yeah, they're okay. And I thought, well, then there's room for somebody else. And as luck would have it, guys, I ended up meeting an American woman, and the next thing I know, I'm starting my own business over here. So that brings us right up to date, I guess.
An expert negotiator. Negotiator. Eddie, do you consider yourself to be an expert negotiator?
Well, you know what? As I mentioned before, since I was a kid and I lived in Jerusalem, I negotiated and bargained everything. In fact, we don't call the word negotiation in Jerusalem. We call it bargaining. So to me, life is a negotiation. I love it. I love negotiation. It's in my blood. So yes, I can consider that. I think I was lucky to be living for almost 20 years in the old city of Jerusalem, because there you negotiate every day.
Wow.
And so that's why, to me, I agree with Barry that it's an art. I love even the titles that I look, the art of the deal, the art of getting paid, and so forth. Because negotiation is not just a science. You have a formula, but one thing we need to know is we need to assimilate the spirit of negotiation and then customize it to our own personality and to the environment and the people around us. So it's personal to me. Negotiation is personal, and it's fun to be engaged in.
How about you, Chuck? You consider yourself to be a negotiator?
Yeah. I learned to negotiate. My first job was as a collector. I collectored money. And huh?
A collector?
Oh, a collector.
Collector money. That's a new word. I got to look that one up.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where'd you get your accent? Never mind.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Thank you. I think I'll write a book, and that's anyway. And then I trained collectors to collect money for a long time. And one of the things I told them was, one of the things you have to be a collector is you have to be a good salesman, and a good salesman is a good negotiator. Only you have to negotiate for money, which people have already spent and consumed whatever it is that they spent the money on. So basically,
Would you like to hear more? This is Phil Philbin, the radio talk show host on Business Credit Radio. This full version is available at www.blogtalkradio.com, or you can go to our website at ccma-llc.com. I'm Phil Philbin for Business Credit Radio, and we'll leave the phone lines open for you.